Today, we're doing a little bit different type of video. We are going to compare my Create Original frames that I've been using for the last couple months to these them street frames. Saw a lot of people online kind of comparing these two, saying they skate very similar, but have a few different qualities to each other. But what makes this a special session for me is I realized that a lot of people think it's very important to have your royales grooved in before you really try to do too many royales, which usually means you got to take it to a cement ledge and do a bunch of royales over and over and over again and work it in. But I just don't have access to that very easily. So I bought these very cheap $25 them street frames. Shout out to Roller Warehouse. And I worked in my own groove. I saw a few videos online of people working in their own grooves on different frames before they skate them for the first time, just to make them feel better, either using a dermal or just using a ledge. So I just used a ledge I had outside that was unwaxed, and I can already see how it's gonna help. I was like messing around with it at home on a corner, and the difference between having this little like groove lip to sit in, you can already see it catches when I push it in. So that's gonna help me feel a lot more secure, I think. We'll see. I'm gonna warm up with the Create Original frames. Then after we warm up on the small box, I'm gonna switch over to the thems and compare them. I'm trying to pull up a little bit more relaxed. Sometimes I'm so tense once I force myself not to be. I'm also trying to get better at jumping with my whole foot, not off my toes. I know they say to jump off your heels, but when I think about jumping off my heels, it fucks with my head. I need to be just thinking about jumping straight up and down. There we go. All right, let's take that to fakie. Ooh, I didn't stick my front foot out far enough. There we go. Took that to fakie. Too far ahead again. You can do better than that. Got too lazy. There we go. All right, tip P-Stars, Unities, Royales real quick, and then we'll switch over the frames. Nice. All right, let's smack a Royale in there. Oh, leaning too far forward. That felt good. There we go. All right, let's switch them frames up. All right, we got the them street frames on. They feel longer. That's one of the major differences. I have the, I think they're 155 millimeter Create Originals, and these are 270 millimeters. So about the length of my foot, but definitely feels a little long. I'm not used to seeing the front of my wheels when I look down. Usually they tucked right under my toe. So remember, I pre-grooved these in on a ledge to give myself a little bit of a groove. And I already feel it. Like just drop it in the sole grind. You can feel it kind of like click in. Let's do some skating. Whoa, that feels different. Pushing around feels way more train tracky, because I am riding an anti-rocker on a longer frame now. So my maneuverability is different. Way less vibrations through the foot. Way less. I don't even feel the ground. I'm using the same wheels too. Well, the same type of wheels. Two different sets of 92A dead 58 millimeter wheels. Oh, wow. Landing toe heavy is way more stable because I have the extra length on the frame. I think my left frame was making a noise, but let's hit an acid. That feels good. Landing backwards feels way better with the longer frames. Pushing around feels a little bit worse, but kind of makes me excited to try flat frames again. That was gross. They feel much more rigid in the grades. Let's clap that acid and then move on. Oh, I actually think that noise is the bearings in one of my wheels. This is an old set of wheels with the bad bearings. Oh, it's hideous. Come on, commit more, sink into it. The fact that the groove is a little bit more shallow does change how I have to do these. I gotta stick my leg out a little bit farther forward. All right, let's do some P-stars and then we'll go unities and royales, the real test. I expected my soul tricks to be more or less the same. All right, unity time. Oh my God, that felt way better. It feels like locked in. I did not expect to actually feel the groove as much as I am right now. I might groove in my creates. See what happened there? I believe I leaned too far into the groove. I like trusted it too much instead of staying on my balance. That's probably one of the negatives of having a groove grooved in, is that it holds, but when it slips out immediately, kind of like tires. Oh, the fluffy thing fell off. It's okay. The actual mic stayed on. I almost dropped that into switch top acid. Ah, one fall. Start getting in my own head. Come on. This sport is so damn mental. I'm gonna just throw up the switch top acid. Ah, I'm in my own head. I don't know, my unities feel harder because the groove is way more shallow, so I don't get that lock in. I do have the pre-made groove, but that's a really small slit. The Create original groove is like the same size as the PVC. When you're locked in, you're locked in. Yuck. All right, unity's a little bit harder, or I just suck. Royale is gonna be the real test. Ooh, that felt weird. I don't know. The groove being more shallow is fucking me here. Okay. Too far on the deck. Oh, if I could just hold that, man. Oh, in the shin. Oh. Ow. This sucks. Struggling. I don't know if I can get a good royale in these frames. That's it. I just need to keep my chest up and tilt forward, not over the deck. Whew. I'm going back to create original frames. Can't end on a bail though. Oh, finito. All right, so in conclusion, In all my sole grinds, these things felt exactly the same as my Create Originals. But when I started to do groove type of grinds, I could not get my backside plate down at the same time as my frame. Every time I got the backside plate down, the frame would lift and I'd slide right out. That is definitely just me being awful, but I'm probably gonna go back to my Create Originals frames. These do feel very sturdy and very nice, so I might go back to them in the future. I just wish they were a little bit shorter, to be honest. It's really nice and stable, but I don't really have the maneuverability that I had before. I like being able to spin around and stuff a lot easier. When I land fakie with these, it looks a lot nicer, I think, because I have a wider platform to land. So that's a beginner's perspective on Create Originals versus them street frames. Peace.